Wisdom, the light that dispels darkness. Have you ever wondered, why do some people live 100 years, yet still struggle in suffering, while others, in just one moment of awakening, already find peace? It's not because they are richer, it's not because they live longer, it's because they have lit the lamp of wisdom. The Buddha once taught, a foolish person, even if he lives 100 years, is not worth one day lived with wisdom. This saying is like a bell of awakening. It reminds us, the value of life is not in the number of years, but in the light of wisdom we kindle, in every moment of living. When Prince Siddhartha was still young, he saw the realities of birth, aging, sickness, and death. He did not look away. He did not cover them with pleasures. He stopped. He reflected. He asked great questions. Where will humans go after this? Why are we born only to suffer? Is there a path to end suffering? From there, wisdom in him arose. He chose to leave the golden palace. He gave up power, wealth, and even family ties. He stepped onto the path of truth. Wisdom is not worldly cleverness. Wisdom is the vision that sees through reality. A person who studies a lot but never practices is like someone counting treasures for others, knowing much, yet holding nothing. A monk may recite 1,000 sutras, but if his mind still holds anger, still clings to pride, true wisdom has not yet appeared. Genuine wisdom comes from awakening. It is like the morning sun. As soon as it rises, darkness is gone. The wise see clearly the truth of impermanence. This body will age, it will get sick, it will die. Wealth can disappear in a blink. Fame may be praised today, but forgotten tomorrow. Seeing this truth, the wise no longer cling. They are not shaken by gain or loss. They dwell in calmness, like a mountain unmoved in storm. The Buddha taught, wisdom is the lamp that lights up life. Without wisdom, a person is like the blind in the dark, easily stumbling over greed, easily falling into anger, easily lost in ignorance. With wisdom, every step is steady and safe, moving straight toward freedom. The wise know the right path. They avoid dangerous pits. They are not fooled by sweet words. They are not swept away by wealth or fame. They choose the path of goodness. Remember the story of a poor farmer. He did not study many scriptures. He only followed the Buddha's simple teaching. Live mindfully. Do good. Avoid evil. He lived honestly. He did not steal or crave. He cared for people and all beings. Therefore, he lived in peace, respected by everyone. Meanwhile, many scholars, though deep in scriptures and debates, still suffered in endless worries. This is the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Today we live in an age of exploding information, thousands of books within reach, endless videos and lectures at one click. But the more information we have, the more confused people become. Because wisdom is not in accumulation. Wisdom is in the power to reflect and transform. Just hearing one teaching of the Buddha, pausing for a few minutes to be still, looking deeply into yourself, and applying it in daily life, that is when wisdom is lit. Wisdom is not far away. It is present in a mindful breath, in each conscious step, in each act of compassion. Without wisdom, a person may live 100 years, yet is like one already dead, drifting in the sea of suffering. With wisdom, even one single day lived can leave behind an undying light, shining for oneself, shining for others. Look at our society today. Some people are rich, yet always fearful and insecure. Some people are highly educated, yet still lonely and troubled, because they have not lit the lamp of wisdom. On the other hand, there are elderly villagers in the countryside, barely literate, yet they live gently, kindly, peacefully. They do not fight, they do not hate, because they carry wisdom, born from life experience, and from the Buddha's simple but profound words. This reminds us, wisdom is not measured by degrees, not by knowledge, but by mindfulness in daily life. Therefore, wisdom is the foundation, the lamp that lights our path. Without wisdom, 100 years of life is like death. With wisdom, even one day shines forever. Today, ask yourself, am I living with wisdom or drowning in ignorance? Has the lamp within me been lit? The wise let go, they do not cling. Are you carrying invisible burdens on your shoulders? A hurtful word from the past, a broken relationship, an unfulfilled ambition. Pause and ask yourself, why do we suffer? It's not because those events still exist. It's because we keep clinging, refusing to let go. The Buddha taught, the wise see suffering in order to end suffering. The wise do not run away from pain. They know how to set the burden down so they can walk freely. That is the power of wisdom, to let go, not to cling. In life, attachment is like an invisible rope. It ties down our hearts. Some people spend their whole lives hoarding wealth. The more they collect, the more anxious they become, afraid of losing it. Some hold on to hatred for years, their hearts closed, unable to love. Some live in the spotlight of fame, yet every night they are restless, afraid of being forgotten tomorrow. All of this comes from clinging. Clinging to this body, clinging to this self, clinging to the idea of mine, my honor, my pride. But wisdom shows us clearly, everything is a temporary gathering, and all will dissolve with impermanence. The wise refuse to be bound. The story of two monks crossing a river reveals this truth. One monk carried a young woman across the river. He set her down and continued walking. The other monk grew upset. After a long while, he scolded, "You are a monk. How could you carry a woman?" The first monk smiled. "I put her down at the riverbank, but you are still carrying her now." That is how the wise behave. They do what needs to be done, then let go. They do not carry it in their hearts, do not turn it into a barrier. The unwise do the opposite. They keep clinging to the past, making each step heavier. Look into yourself. How many times have you held on to the past? A single insult, repeated in your mind for years. A failure, treated like a scar that never heals. A broken love, clutched tightly as endless pain. Because of such holding on, we lose freedom in our hearts. The wise are different. They know the past is gone, the future not yet here. Only the present is real. So they let go, to live fully in this moment. The Buddha compared attachment to holding a burning coal. The tighter you grasp, the more your hand burns. The wise release it, and the hand is safe. Letting go does not mean giving up, nor does it mean being irresponsible. Letting go is an act of wisdom, seeing things as they really are, impermanent, unsatisfactory, not self. Thus, no need to cling. In the sutras, the Buddha told of a man struck by a poisoned arrow. The foolish one asks, who shot it? From where? With what kind of bow? What poison was used? But before answers come, he dies from the poison. The wise pull the arrow out first, heal first, and then seek answers later. Letting go means knowing what is urgent, not wasting time on useless curiosity. In modern life, we suffer countless arrows. A negative comment on social media, a cold look at work, a careless word in the family. Without wisdom, we cling immediately, turning a small matter into a lifelong wound. With wisdom, we see it's only passing wind, tiny ripples on the ocean. They come and go, no need to hold on. Then the mind is like a still lake, reflecting the blue sky. The Buddha said, the wise are like the lotus that blooms in the mud, yet is not stained by it. The mud is attachment. The wise live in the world of gains and losses, but their minds stay pure. They touch both joy and sorrow, yet do not let them stain the heart. Letting go is the lotus rising above the mud, spreading its pure fragrance. The hardest to let go is the ego. From ego come all attachments, my opinions, my success, my honor. The Buddha showed, this body is only earth, water, fire, wind. This mind is the process of aggregates. There is no independent, permanent self. The wise look deeply, see no self, and let go of clinging. To hold on to what is unreal only brings suffering. Letting go is not distant. We can start small. Let go of one anger. Let go of one argument. Let go of one worry not yet here. When meditating, let go of wandering thoughts. Return to the breath. With loved ones, let go of prejudice. Open the heart to listen. In daily life, let go of perfectionism. Accept what is not as you wish. Each act of letting go is another light of wisdom. The wise do not abandon life, but they are not chained by it. They give their best, without clinging to results. They love deeply, without turning others into possessions. They live in the world, yet their hearts remain free. This is the mark of wisdom, to let go and not to cling. Wisdom is life's greatest treasure. Suppose one day, the money you saved for years suddenly disappears. Would you still stand firm? If fame and status vanish, if everything you once took pride in suddenly slips away, can you still find peace? Most people would be afraid. They would be shaken. Some would even despair. But the wise are different. They hold something no one can steal. No power can take it away. No storm can erase it. That is wisdom. The Buddha said, "The greatest wealth of human beings is wisdom." Gold and silver can be stolen. Homes can burn down. Reputation can vanish with a single rumor. But wisdom, once awakened, remains with us forever. It becomes our compass, helping us weather every change, helping us stand strong amid life's storms. The wise understand, all external wealth is impermanent. Only wisdom endures. Only wisdom leads to freedom and peace. In the Buddha's time, there was a very wealthy man. His treasure houses were full of gold and silver, yet he lived in constant fear. Fear of thieves, fear of war, fear of disaster sweeping his wealth away. One day he went to the Buddha. The Buddha said, "You may lose all your external possessions, but there is one treasure no one can take, wisdom and virtue. Create this treasure and you will find peace." Hearing these words, the man began to practice. He performed many good deeds. Gradually he realized, peace does not come from gold and silver. Peace arises from within. That story is still true today. We often put our trust in possessions, but they are fragile. A wealthy person without wisdom, with just one wrong decision, can lose everything. By contrast, a wise person, even with empty hands, can rebuild again. Because they see far. They live rightly. They act with clarity. Wisdom is not only in books. Books are only maps. To reach the destination, you must walk the path. Some people read much, learn widely, but when crisis comes, they still panic and suffer. True wisdom arises only through reflection and practice. It is like memorizing a recipe, but never cooking. There will be no real meal. Likewise, one who studies the scriptures without practice will never taste liberation. In the sutras, it is told, a scholar once came to the Buddha, boasting that he had read all the scriptures. The Buddha simply smiled and said, "One who recites much but does not practice is like a man counting others' wealth, while remaining empty-handed himself." These words were like cold water, but also a wake-up call. Wisdom is not in showing off knowledge. Wisdom is in transforming the heart. A beautiful image. Wisdom is like a torch. The one holding it lights his own path and also lights the way for others. Without a torch, even in a forest full of treasures, we would see nothing but darkness. A person with wisdom, even in poverty, still finds joy, because they understand cause and effect. They know what truly matters. In today's world, wisdom is even more precious. We live in the information age. Data floods everywhere. And yet, paradoxically, people are more confused. Fake news spreads. Material pressure weighs heavily. Competition never ends. Many lose direction. Only wisdom helps us discern what is true, what is false, what is needed, what is not. The wise do not follow the crowd. They do not get lost in chaos. They know how to listen. They choose the right path. One sign of wisdom, the absence of fear. The wise know everything is impermanent, so they are not shaken by loss. They understand cause and effect, so when they suffer, they know it is the fruit of past actions. Instead of blaming, they choose to practice. They plant good seeds for the future. That clarity helps them stay calm and at peace. Remember, when the Buddha was about to enter nirvana, his disciples were sorrowful. He taught, "Be a lamp unto yourselves. Take the Dharma as your teacher. Let wisdom be your guiding light." That teaching confirms, the greatest treasure is wisdom. It can never be lost. Wisdom not only saves oneself, but also guides humanity. And wisdom is not the privilege of a few. It is within everyone, waiting to be awakened. Live mindfully. Reflect on impermanence. Practice awareness. Wisdom will appear. Once wisdom is present, we no longer fear loss. We no longer fear suffering, because the treasure within us cannot be taken away. Wisdom is the foundation of freedom. The wise live calmly, whether rich or poor, praised or criticized, successful or failing. They still smile. They still find peace, because they know all things are but waves of impermanence. In that deathless treasure, wisdom is the brightest jewel. Wisdom, the root of all virtues. Have you ever seen someone very diligent in doing good? They give and worship every day, yet their mind remains full of turmoil, still jealous, still arrogant. This reveals a timeless truth the Buddha taught over 25 centuries ago. Wisdom is the mother of all merit. Without wisdom, good deeds can turn into scorekeeping, can inflate the ego, and even create karma unintentionally. In Buddhism, wisdom, prajna, holds the highest place. Merit, blessings, and practice all require wisdom as their foundation. Wisdom helps us discern clearly, right from wrong, wholesome from unwholesome, benefiting self from harming others. Without wisdom, we may act with good intentions but end with unwholesome results. It is like a blind person carrying a lamp. The light still shines, but they themselves cannot see the path. A practitioner lacking wisdom is the same, chanting and bowing for a lifetime, yet not knowing the way out of suffering. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha told a story of a monk who memorized many scriptures, but still argued, still looked down on others. The Buddha taught, one may recite 1,000 verses, but without practice it brings no benefit. Better to recite a single verse with wisdom and live it. The merit is immeasurable. From then on, the monk awoke, let go of pride, lived humbly, and practiced the true Dharma. That story remains fully relevant today. Merit is not in the quantity of deeds, but in the wisdom within each action. Some give with arrogance, seeking gratitude from others. Such merit does not last. Giving with wisdom is different. They see self and others as not two. A good deed is simply sowing wholesome seeds. Its merit is boundless. One action, two very different outcomes. Wisdom is the deciding factor. Wisdom is also the ground for transforming suffering. Without wisdom, people face pain by running away or by blaming. The wise look straight at the truth. They treat suffering as a lesson, as an opportunity to awaken. They see clearly that suffering arises from causes and conditions. Thus, they stop the cycle of greed, anger, and delusion. Wisdom is like drops of nectar, extinguishing the fires of affliction and nourishing peace within. The Buddha compared wisdom to the ocean. All rivers flow into it, and in the end, there is only one taste, the taste of salt. All Buddhist practices, ethics, generosity, meditation, ultimately converge into one taste, liberation. And wisdom is what makes that liberation possible. Without wisdom, practice becomes mere form. With wisdom, even the smallest act becomes great merit. A loving smile, a sincere word, a mindful step, all are acts of merit when guided by wisdom. In daily life, wisdom helps us self-reflect. Does this bring peace? Does this nourish compassion? Does this help me and others be free from suffering? Such questioning is the sign of wisdom arising. When wisdom is present, we no longer act out of blind habit. We choose the right path. Wisdom is inseparable from compassion. True wisdom makes one compassionate, seeing that all beings suffer alike and cannot be harmed further. Wisdom illuminates compassion. Compassion makes wisdom alive. This is why the Buddha is called the fully awakened one, with boundless wisdom and limitless love. In today's turbulent world, wisdom is more necessary than ever. It keeps us out of endless competition, away from distorted information, and free from fear and craving. The wise choose a simple life, mindfulness, and contentment, and from there build lasting merit. When wisdom lights up, merit naturally arises. The wise do not need display or proof. Their life is like a lamp in the night, shining for others. A single sentence from them, a small act from them, can plant seeds of peace around them. This is the power of wisdom, not only to free oneself, but to open the way for others. Wisdom is not distant. It is present in every breath, in every mindful thought. Each time you release anger, drop an attachment, or halt a craving, wisdom lights up in that very moment. Let wisdom lead. Let merit naturally blossom, so you may walk toward freedom and peace. If this sharing touches your heart, let's plant wholesome seeds together. Listen more to the Buddha's teachings, practice in daily life, and spread the light of wisdom to all. Don't forget to subscribe to Buddha's loving words so you won't miss stories, scriptures, and teachings that nourish wisdom, compassion, and happiness in your heart.
From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for supporting Buddha's loving words. May the teachings of the Buddha continue to touch every heart, bringing peace and happiness.